Welcome back to NrdsRUs, where anyone can be a kid. I'm Tyler, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Ike Siemens.
What up, guys?
Hey, and we're talking some Venom today. Just hit the theaters. Fresh as fuck. What do you think?
Dude, okay, I fucking loved that movie. So I researched the shit out of it before it came out too, obviously, because I was really interested in this one. And seeing like where they're going to take it, you know, if they're going to throw Carnage in straight out the gate, or if it was going to be kind of like a secondary thing. Which obviously it ended up being. But dude, that was fucking epic. Like, I feel like they did a really good job. I mean, normally Carnage is a little bit more...
You mean Venom?
Or Venom is a little bit more...
brutal?
Yeah, and so I can see why it might have gotten like kind of shitty ratings, but at the same time, like, I definitely feel like it deserved better ratings than that.
Oh yeah, and I got like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, dude, this is way better than 30%.
Fuck yeah. Well, and they took it and they went the Deadpool route, where there was swearing, there was violence, there was action, there was funny.
Yeah, they went the like, this is a serious movie, but here's some jokes to like lighten it up.
Yeah, they threw in some humor in there.
Otherwise, it would just be like a horror movie, essentially.
Yeah, dude, exactly. It'd be like fucking Slender Man on steroids.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude. Like, okay, that's not reasonable for like a all-inclusive movie. You gotta have some humor.
What did you think? What did you think about Tom Hardy's performance as Eddie Brock?
I fucking loved it, dude. I've always loved Tom Hardy though too. So like,
I've always liked Tom Hardy too.
Part and partial to that. So, you know, kind of, I was kind of assuming that it was gonna be like it was, and so for me, it hit this fucking spot. I mean, that was G-spot for me. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that was epic.
G-spot.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I even liked like the first part of the movie where him and Venom weren't even like a thing, and it was just like kind of his introduction as a character, and the fact that he's like a reporter, but he's like, yeah, fuck these guys who are like fucking everybody over, like, get ready to expose, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of shitty that he like fucked over his lawyer girlfriend by like stealing that evidence from her case. I was like, dude, that's kind of fucking cold, like, single track minded bullshit. But at the same time, I was like, yeah, dude, expose that motherfucker. Like,
yeah, like, I get his desire to expose it and stuff, and I get where, like, you know, him wanting to do the right thing kind of took hold. But I mean, like, realistically, like, I feel like in that situation, most people should or would have taken that information if they had hacked that and like, you know, stolen that information or whatever. I would have taken that and like kind of put it to the side. I wouldn't have gone out and like just jumped all over his ass for it and stuff. I would have probably pulled some more evidence and like got some more fucking,
yeah, maybe, you know, like when like, yeah, I got some more proof instead of being like pulling it up, looking at it 1 hour before like the fucking interview and then going in. So I read this thing about you.
So how's that fucking, you know, how's that lawsuit going for you? Like, oh shit, you should not even know about that. Nobody knows about that.
Yeah, exactly. That was some crazy shit. But yeah, and then I really liked the fact that like, I liked the scientist girl, the scientist lady who was like helping him out, and it's like, hey, like, look, like, I totally believe this guy, but he's like a fuckface. Like, and he's doing all these human experiments, and these people are totally fucking dying. Like,
yeah,
we gotta fucking do something about this.
There's gotta be something. Something's gotta.
There's gotta be like a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty fucking bummed when she died. I was like, oh man, she's like cute and cool. Like,
yeah. No, that was.
I was at least hoping. I was like, when they're like open up the symbiote and they left her in the room, and I was like, oh, let it like bond with her.
Like,
bond and fucking watch her be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that was not the case, unfortunately.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. I don't know. I was kind of hoping to see more like successful symbiote relationships in the movie than just him and then the one bad guy. Although his symbiote, the guy with the bad guy, I don't know what symbiote that is, but that's sick as fuck, dude. Riot? Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
So that's what I was saying when I researched it, because I was researching it, and they had some pictures leaked of like kind of like a grayish symbiote, and so I was like, okay, what the fuck is that? So I was looking into it and shit, and I looked it up and found out there was only like, dude, I think it was only like 6 fucking ever comic books with his ass in them. Riot was only in like 6 comic books ever of all time. And so it was like they did their Marvel classic thing where they took a really fucking underrated, underknown character and threw him in the fucking mix as a fucking badass, and they can get away with that because
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job of it.
you know, instead of just taking your fucking A-listers and fucking them all up and pissing everybody off.
She's DC.
Yeah. DC fucking cunts.
All fucking day. Anyway, I also like the fact that they gave like the Venom symbiote like a personality.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of like serious, like I kill you, but also like you're a pussy. Like when he called him a pussy, dude, I was like, damn.
Dude, okay, yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
And then it's like jump, and I was like, oh, he's gonna make him jump, and it's like ding, and he's like, they get in the fucking elevator. I was like, oh man, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the symbiote had a lot of sick burns.
Yeah.
Also, the fight, I thought the fight where he like was fighting all the like, I think they were cops in the fucking in the like the lobby of the building where he used to
SWAT
work
cops,
at. Yeah, dude, that part was sick. I thought they did really good on that.
That was dope as fuck.
Because they were like, he was like still catching some bullets and shit and stuff, but then he was still like kicking their fucking ass. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was interesting.
Then they started dropping flashbangs.
They start dropping flashbangs, but they jumped up and like
yeah.
drops the fucking ceiling hanger and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought all the fight scenes were really good.
Dude, they had that well planned out, well timed.
Yeah,
out.
because I was like, oh, you can't. It's gonna be hard to do without it being super cheesy.
Yeah.
But they did a really good job.
Yeah, I feel
They even
like
did a really good job. I was
Crusher.
really worried when he fought Riot. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like too much. It's gonna be too much going on. It's gonna be like a fucking Transformers battle, because he's gonna be throwing down an axe, and then this guy's like, oh, just shit, what's up, like Mace, and then it's gonna get too much. But they did a really good job of making it like, this guy's clearly stronger, but here's some fucking like shit that kind of brings it to Venom's side and stuff.
Yeah.
I also like that he was like, have a nice life, motherfucker, and then like blew up the rocket. I was like, oh shit. what's up?
Yeah. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, all I can say, dude, is I wish I had a symbiote so like it could fix my fucked up back and knees and shit, dude.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
every time he
shit.
like got fucked up and like immediately got healed, I was like, man, where the fuck is that technology right now? Like, dude, feel free to eat my liver for like, I only use like half of it for beer anyways. So like eat the other half and then like just make my back not shit and we'll call it good.
Well, and that was the thing, is like he wanted raw food to eat, and I was like, dude, if I could have a fucking symbiote living in me, like parasitically, I would definitely fucking have that trade-off. I would eat all the raw food
Dude,
so that motherfucker could survive and fix all my injuries and shit, and then I would just get even more yoked.
yeah, it's like you're
Just
not
get
you're not gonna get food poisoning.
Yeah, I'd
You'll
just
be
go
fine.
Yeah, I'd just go lift it all out and be like, fuck yeah, fix me, I'm sore. Oh shit.
Yeah, and it's interesting how like only certain people could bond with the symbiotes.
I definitely thought that was a new creative idea.
Because yeah, I liked that because it was like, yeah, it's like it's a fucking parasite that's like eating them from the inside out and killing them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so only like a strong person can like take it, and then even then like that person has to build a relationship with the symbiote
Yeah, to fucking coincide.
to coincide and stuff like that. Yeah, I also liked where he's like, what changed your mind to like help us out? And he's like, you changed my mind, Eddie Brock. On my planet, I'm a loser just like you. And I was like, damn.
Dude, that first time they called him loser, you are a loser. And I was like, oh shit.
I was
I
like-
wonder if he's a loser on his planet. Literally, like,
He's like the fucking
half
nerd
of
of his
the
planet.
Yeah. But
Yeah, which I thought was weird because Riot's like, we need to get Venom before we leave. And I was like, oh, I figured he'd kind of be like, fuck this guy. Like,
it's probably because Venom, I would assume, this is an assumption, this is all speculation to be honest with you, but I would assume he's probably, what they were getting after is because he's a loser on his planet or whatever, he's probably the smart one, the one who initially got them, you know, outside of their planet and doing
Onto
all
the
that other
ship
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
Onto the asteroid, moving around
Probably.
and stuff. I feel like that would make the most sense. But you know what I did not understand was they sensed the life forms on this asteroid or whatever, right?
Yeah, I was wondering, they didn't really explain how they extracted the life forms from the asteroid while in a moving rocket.
Well, on top of that, it's like, how did they not get attacked? And on top of that, even so, how did they
restroom without like get killed and shit.
Yeah, like they should have got attacked first off, and then second off, it's like,
Well, they did get attacked though. That's why like the spaceship crashed.
well,
Well, that spaceship, the rocket ship crashed.
coming back though, I mean,
Yeah,
one
coming
of them
back.
broke out, and a riot broke out and fucked shit up, you know. So
Maybe it was something to do. Like the only thing I could think of is because they say like they have like can't survive in an oxygen-rich environment. There would have been like oxygen being pumped into like the shuttle, which could have weakened them. That would have been like the only thing I could think of. Yeah, they definitely left that part in the gray. Like, here's a certain amount of just accept this shit.
yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and then also like with all like when Riot was taking hold of like different people to like get to fucking LA, I was like, alright, like I feel like these bodies would have broken down a lot quicker than they are.
yeah,
But I guess he could have been like eating them from the inside out like less quick.
yeah. Probably trying to take less to survive longer.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I could really think of, too, was like Riot was like, oh, he's got weapons that you can't even imagine, and blah. Or Venom was like, Riot's got weapons that you can't even imagine, this, that, and the other thing, and blah, blah, blah. But when they were in an oxygen-free container, when they were in the vacuum containers, they were just anamorphic blobs.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you kill each other when you're an anamorphic blob and shit, you know, without fire and without sound frequency?
Yeah, I mean that's a good point too. It's like you can only really, it seems like you could only like, kill a symbiote either by letting it just kind of like get killed by oxygen, or by
fire,
like a host,
or
like
sound,
attacking it
or-
with
yeah.
something that it's weak to.
Yeah.
Also, I thought it was kind of weird that Venom was like, oh, like something over 16,000 hertz is bad, and I was like, well, it seems kind of weird that you just disclosed your biggest weakness out of nowhere,
Yeah.
especially given the specific frequencies
Yeah.
that would hurt you. You could have been like, yeah, like right at 2,000, and then something like undershot it so you'd still be fine, but then you're like, no, exactly 16.5 thousand hertz will fuck my shit up. So if you could just avoid that range, that'd be fantastic.
That would be awesome. That'd
Yeah.
be lovely not to die if you could just not do this for me.
Yeah, interesting. And like I thought it was very also interesting that nobody exploited the fire until like the final fight scene. I thought somebody would have like exploited that a little bit.
Well, there's no real reason to, because Eddie and Venom had started getting along and stuff, so
Yeah.
he was trying not to, you know, kill Venom at that point when he'd announced fire and frequency.
Yeah.
So,
By the way, I was super glad to see Stan Lee pop up in that movie.
dude,
I was
yeah.
wondering if he was going to or not, because
No
it wasn't like
shit.
exactly directly from Marvel. I was like, oh, please let Stan Lee make a role.
Well, and then on top of that, it was one of those things where it was like, dude, how is his health doing right now?
That's what I was thinking.
Like,
Every time I see him, I'm like, dude, no, don't.
yeah.
Like, kill somebody I don't like, and then let him stay alive. And keep coming up with awesome shit.
Be the next Betty White. Come on, Stanley, you got
Dude,
this
he already
shit.
is like the fucking Betty White.
I
He's
know.
fucking in his 90s, dude. Rocking a fake heart and stuff. Like,
Isn't this like his third fake heart too, or some crazy
I think
shit?
it might be his first, I think. I remember it was a big deal when he got his fake heart.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, he is Iron Man. And I was like, yeah, like, let him live a bunch of more times.
Fuck
And I always hear
shit.
stuff where they're like, well, we recorded all of his pieces for like, you know, in like 5 days for like the next 20 movies, because just to be safe. And every time I hear something like that, I'm like, ah, that's smart on their part, but man, that's also depressing to hear.
Yeah.
That they have to do that to make sure like he gets in the movie, you know, gets his definite due justice for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also thought the chick who played Eddie Brock's girl, I thought she was pretty good in the movie too.
Yeah. No,
Also, when she turned to Lady Venom, I was like, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a really
dude.
good job at that.
Dude, Chick Venom was dope.
Yeah.
That was sick as
She
fuck.
started hella fucking people up.
Yeah. Well, and that was like the coolest thing. Like, he bonded with her just long enough to fuck shit up and do some serious shit, and then
Without like fucking her
without
up.
killing her and shit, and like causing
Mhm.
her issues. I thought that was really cool of him.
Yeah. I was also kind of rooting for like the doctor guy. Dr. John or whatever his name was, the guy she was dating.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this guy like is super likable. It's hard to not like root for him a little bit because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he wasn't a total dick, so you weren't like, ah, fuck this
Yeah,
guy.
I thought he was gonna be like an asshole, and he's like, dude, I'm a big fan of your show. oh
Like,
shit, what's up? You're not feeling good? Let me give you all this free medical work and
Yeah.
stuff, and like, oh shit, dude, like you need a ride, like with your ex-girlfriend? Cool with me. I was
Yeah.
like, man, this guy is like fucking 10 extra levels of chill right now.
Right.
Like,
Dope
even when
ass
he got
guy.
fucking like choke slammed, he was still kind of just like, so what's up? Like, and I was like, wow, dude, you like clearly underreacted to that situation. I would be fucking pissed.
Or
And
like terrified or something.
or something, but it's just like, hey, you should probably tell me what's going on so I can help more.
Yeah.
Because I'm that nice of a guy.
Fucking all the niceness, dude.
Dude, yeah. And
Real team player right there, man.
yeah, which every time I don't know who that guy is or what his name is, but every time I see him in something, I always really like him.
Yeah, I can't remember what the fuck else I've seen
I
him in,
know
but
he was in
I
like an
recognize his
episode of
face.
New Girl. That's like the only other thing I can think of, but I know I've seen him in other stuff where I thought he was really good.
No shit, yeah, because I've seen him a couple of times and I was like, why do I fucking know you, man? But like, seems like, you know, I never had a down thought about him. So like, I was like, huh, I think I like this guy as an actor, but I can't really remember why.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
But yeah, I mean, I thought he played that role pretty well.
No, he crushed it.
He did a good side character for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Also, did you fucking recognize that the guy who was Eddie Brock's like boss was Joey Badass?
No, is that who that was?
Yeah,
No shit.
I'm pretty sure because I recognized him because he plays a character in Mr. Robot.
No shit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was Joey Badass. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty gosh darn sure. And I'm sure somebody will blow me up and correct me if I am wrong because the internet exists.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that was fucking Joey Badass. Also, the fucking receptionist, like Mexican guy, was the guy from fucking Sons of Anarchy, and I was like, yeah, I love this guy.
Yeah, I did recognize that, and he's played in a couple actually. He's played in a couple roles. Wasn't he one of like what's his face's cousins in the Ant-Man?
And Ant-Man,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was, that'd be a cool fucking little like tie-in right there.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like,
Well, they definitely did a good job of tying stuff in, because like when they were like, oh well, like we don't want another like Daily Planet, or not Daily Planet, whatever the fuck newspaper is that Spider-Man works out. They're like, we don't want another this fucking newspaper situation, and I was like, oh, and he's like, I didn't leave New York because I had to, you know, da da da. And they were like, you got fired, like.
yeah,
And they fucking threw it out to New York and stuff like that, and they were like, oh, there's a good chance he might probably work with Peter Parker. This is what's up. Like,
yeah,
they definitely were like, okay, this is clearly tied into the rest of the universe, but we're trying to keep it separate at this point.
yeah. And that's the cool thing is like with that tie-in, like that prelude tie-in, I think it gives it room with his success on the comeback story to like tie in later too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and be a part of the Spider-Man universe.
Of the Spider-Verse, yeah, exactly. So, what are your thoughts on the post-credit scene? The Carnage post-credit scene. First of all, I was super excited. So I had already known that they cast Woody Harrelson beforehand because I like heard a reference about it, and I kept, as one of the few things I kept my eye on because I was like, he's perfect for that role.
He was confirmed on IMDb, but it
Yeah.
didn't say the name.
I was like, if anybody can play a serial killer, it's fucking Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I was super excited. Also, I was like, oh my god, he's got a Jufro.
That was probably my downside to it because it was funny. Don't get me wrong, it was funny and entertaining and shit.
I'm pretty sure like the character like he plays is like a redneck, so like a redneck serial killer.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense to have like something like that.
A ginger fro. I just felt like that might have been a little bit overdone.
Yeah, but
the
I'm glad
red
they didn't just keep
eyebrows
him like bald Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I think maybe if they didn't do the fro, but they still need to keep it red, like his hair red, just to keep to the character. But I think maybe the fro might be a little too much. But they might take it away in the next movie.
They did kind of a weird red though too. It wasn't like a natural red.
No, I know. It was more like, yeah, but it's kind of like, that's kind of how red looks on like a, not a stereotype, but like, yeah, that's how it looks on rednecks. It's usually like that weird, like, not dark red, but like almost clown
Weird
wig red.
Burgundy red.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It was I felt like it was a little bit overdone. I felt like they could have done like tattoos on his head or some shit, as like left him bald and done like red tattoos and shit on him to kind of like,
I don't know, because they did the same thing with like what you're talking about with Scorpion and Spider-Man Homecoming, and I was kind of like, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It might be too much, or they might just fucking like ring it in for a win.
Yeah, For
You
sure.
never know. I also like that he like had fucking like carved in like welcome Eddie Brock to on the fucking
With
on
his
the thing
blood.
with his blood and his
Yeah.
fucking like nail. I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he was pulling up to the prison, I was like, this is a carnage scene.
Yeah.
And there were some people in the theater. I was like, oh, like I heard them like, I wonder who it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's-
And I was like, it's fucking carnage.
Have you
obvious.
not paid attention at all? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. I was a little bummed because I kind of thought they were gonna show something of like, because his whole thing is that it's not even like a whole new symbiote. It's a piece of Venom that falls off
Mhm.
that goes onto him and turns him into Carnage. I was kind of hoping there was gonna be like something where like it lands on like his finger or something like that.
I was kind
Or-
of thinking it was gonna be like Eddie's like angrier self or whatever, kind of like Eddie being pissed off about his situation and stuff, bonding with Carnage, becoming like completely fucking
Eddie being pissed or
yeah, Eddie being pissed about like losing his girl, losing his house, losing all of his shit, you know. I thought he was gonna bond with Venom and then lose
Running.
Venom, and as he lost Venom, kind of lose that hatred and that anger and stuff in Venom, and then when Venom bonded with something else, kind of leave part of himself in, you know, somebody or something else, and then have that kind of like, you know, branch off into its own, you know, situation
Mhm.
where it found him, and
where it finds Cletus.
yeah,
Which Cletus is like the perfect
It's a
name for a
fucking great
redneck
name.
serial killer,
Yeah.
dude. It is the perfect redneck serial killer name.
dude,
Cletus Cassidy, dude.
for sure. And I love how they do the
alliteration.
alliteration on
Yeah,
there,
they do
too.
really
Like,
good with that shit.
It makes it super
Susan
easy and
Storm.
fun. Yeah.
I mean, God, dude, the list goes on and on. Like,
Yeah, Bruce
Bing,
Banner,
Bing, Bang,
fucking-
Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
Anything.
it's a classic like writing thing, but it's definitely super present on Marvel.
Yeah, and it's super nice too. Like it's memorable.
Dr.
It helps
Doom.
Hell yeah, it helps.
It
be
helps you fucking
memorable.
remember it exactly. Peter Parker.
Yeah. There's
I mean,
just-
dude, I could literally add another 20 minutes to this fucking podcast of just listed off characters that have names that start with the same letter, dude.
Right, just in the Marvel universe.
Just in the Marvel
It's
universe,
fucking
dude. I mean,
wild.
Jesus Christ. I mean, think about fucking, to bring completely off topic, all the characters in Harry Potter
Yeah.
that have alliteration in their
Yep.
name.
Dude, fucking ridiculous.
I mean, it's insane,
It's wild.
but it works. But overall, if you were to give the movie like 1 to 10,
1 to 10, I would definitely say like a solid 8, 8.5.
8.5?
I feel like it.
I was
could've-
gonna give it a 9. I really liked it all the way through.
really, and that's
I could see where they had room for improvement, like as far as it being like the first movie for this character.
yeah,
But like, yeah, I went into it with very low expectations and was super pleased.
yeah. Well, and that was the thing, is it kind of, I had high expectations for it until I saw the Rotten Tomatoes thing, and then
That
I was-
really
I
fucking
was
put a
really
damper on it, and I
worried.
was like,
Yeah, I was really
"Oh."
worried. We saw it. It was fucking great. Definitely brought it back up for me. But in my opinion, like, I feel like I see and know why there was as much withstanding, you know, resentment for that movie as was given from Rotten Tomatoes. So that's where it kind of took it from like a 9 or 9.5 to an 8 or an 8.5 for me, because like I can understand people's frustration with that situation. But, you know, overall, I feel like, you know, in my opinion, yeah, it was definitely like a fucking 9 or a 10. It was an awesome movie. I loved it through and through. Definitely will watch it again.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those good ass movies that you can easily watch again, pick up on more fucking small details and Easter eggs and fun shit. So that's where I got my rating.
For sure, yeah. I would definitely give it. It's definitely not a solid 10.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. Very few movies that are solid 10, but for going into it with super low expectations, I would definitely give it a 9.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely excited to see what they do in the future.
Exactly.
Because one thing I'd say about that movie that they really nailed down, and this is something Marvel's so good at, is they nailed down their casting on that movie. They did a good job of casting.
Good cast,
Yep.
good script, and good setup for
Yeah.
future movies.
Exactly.
Those are
They laid
three
the
key
groundwork to
components.
where, like, if we want to keep this a separate character in his own storyline, we can. But we also laid down the groundwork for if we wanted them to join the main
draw
Marvel
it in.
universe.
Yep.
Totally a fucking possibility.
Yep.
Which I would love to see. I would love to see fucking Tom Holland and Tom Hardy on the same screen.
Yeah, exactly.
They would be the perfect mix of fucking Spider-Man and Eddie Brock.
Yeah. Dude, fucking so much potential. So much potential.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, thanks so much for listening, guys. And in the meantime, definitely check out our other episodes on NrdsRUs.com. That's NrdsRUs.com. You can also find us at youtube.com/NrdsRUs. Same thing with Facebook and Instagram as well. Feel free to throw out a sick like on all those sick memes and smash that notification and subscription button. But definitely have a good week and stay classy and stay nerdy. And thanks for listening.